You feel it, don't you? The inconsistency, the mixed signals, the gut feeling that something isn't right. One day she's warm, the next cold. She says you matter but never makes time. She flirts but never commits. And deep down, you're stuck in a cycle of confusion, hoping it'll make sense eventually. Here's the hard truth. If you're questioning your place, you already have your answer. A woman who values you doesn't leave you in the dark. A woman who's playing you, she gives you just enough to keep you chasing, but never enough to feel secure. This video isn't about hate. It's about clarity. It's about the 5 signs that she's not invested. She's just feeding her ego at your expense. Right now, you're at a crossroads. You can keep wasting energy on a woman who's not serious, or you can reclaim your time, your power, and your peace. If you're ready to see through the fog, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I protect my time and energy. Let's begin. Number 1. Her attention feels like a drug, but she controls the doses. You've been there. One moment she's lighting up your phone with flirty emojis and I miss you messages. The next, silence, nothing but digital dust. You find yourself checking your notifications like a starving man waiting for crumbs, hoping the warmth of her attention will return. And when it does, even briefly, it feels like a hit of dopamine straight to your chest. But the high never lasts long. That's not connection. That's addiction. I know what it's like to ride that emotional roller coaster. You start telling yourself maybe she's just busy or she'll come around. But deep down, something doesn't feel right. That gnawing tension in your gut. It's your instinct screaming that something's off. And you're right to listen, because this isn't love, it's control. She's mastered the game of intermittent reinforcement. In psychology, this is the same method used to keep gamblers glued to slot machines. Give just enough reward to make them think the jackpot is coming, but keep them chasing, always hungry, never full. When she gives you affection one day and coldness the next, she isn't being mysterious. She's managing your expectations, grooming your emotional responses, and hijacking your self-worth. What you must understand is this. Women who truly value you don't keep you guessing. They don't make you question your place in their lives. When a woman genuinely wants a connection, she shows up consistently. Her words match her energy, and her energy matches her availability. But a woman who's playing games, she uses attention as currency. She'll withdraw it when she feels you're getting too confident, then flood you with it when she senses you pulling away. Why? Because your uncertainty feeds her ego, and the more you chase her validation, the more power she holds. A Stoic man does not dance to that rhythm. He sees the game for what it is and refuses to play. He understands that emotional dominance isn't about controlling others, it's about mastering himself. He doesn't beg for attention because he's anchored in something deeper. His own value, his time, his focus, his peace, these are sacred. They are not for sale, and they are never surrendered to someone who doesn't offer clarity in return. When I embraced Stoicism, I stopped asking, why doesn't she text back, and started asking, why am I waiting for someone who doesn't respect my time? That single shift changed everything. I reclaimed my focus. I stopped reacting and started leading, and the irony. The more I pulled away from toxic ambiguity, the more magnetic I became, because women feel when a man isn't desperate. They feel when a man is free. So if you're trapped in a cycle of chasing her breadcrumbs, let this be your awakening. You don't need her attention. You need your own attention. Redirect it inward. Reclaim your energy, because the moment you do, the game ends and you win. Now speak out and comment below. I no longer chase breadcrumbs, I choose clarity. Number 2, her words are romantic, but her actions are empty. She says she misses you, that you're special, that she hasn't met anyone like you. And in that moment, you feel seen, important, maybe even loved. But a few days pass, and she disappears. She cancels plans, doesn't follow up. Weeks go by with no effort, no consistency. Yet the next time she needs attention or validation, she's back with more sweet nothings. You're left wondering, is it me? Did I do something wrong, or is she really just that busy? Brother, let me tell you the truth. When her words sound like poetry but her actions are hollow, you are not being loved. You are being manipulated. This is a hard truth for most men to accept, especially when you want to believe she cares. You replay her messages, her voice notes, those nights when she leaned on your shoulder and said, "I feel safe with you." But safety isn't just a word, it's a commitment. And she's not committing. She's borrowing your emotional energy when it suits her, then ghosting the bill when it's time to give back. When a woman truly values you, you won't have to decode her. You won't live in a state of emotional uncertainty because her intentions will be reflected in her presence, her consistency, and her actions, not in vague promises or recycled flirtation. Stoicism teaches us a profound discipline: to judge the world not by what is said but by what is done. Seneca wrote, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." If we spend our energy crying over illusions, we lose the ability to act with clarity, and clarity is everything. So why does she use romantic words when her actions contradict them? Because words are easy. Words give her control. They allow her to keep you emotionally available without having to be available. This isn't connection, it's convenience. And if you allow it, she'll turn you into an emotional supplier. You'll become the one she messages when she's bored, when she's lonely, when she needs a self-esteem boost, but never when it's time to build something real. You'll always be her emotional safety net, never her partner. This is where your stoic edge must kick in. Do not cling to her words. Observe her patterns. Is she showing up? Is she keeping promises? Is she prioritizing connection or merely rehearsing affection? When I stopped listening to the lyrics and started observing the music, I heard the truth. Her song wasn't about me, it was about herself. And my role was simply to make her feel wanted without ever being truly wanted in return. You deserve more than poetic texts and emotional confusion. You deserve alignment between what she says and what she does. And if she can't give you that, then walk, not with anger, not with drama, but with dignity. Because a man who values his peace over pretty words is a man she'll never forget. Now speak out and comment below. I trust actions, not empty affection. Number 3. You always feel like you're auditioning, not leading. Have you ever been on a date where you felt more like you were interviewing for a role than being truly seen as a man? You find yourself trying to say the right thing, wear the right clothes, and maintain the perfect tone just to keep her attention. You leave the interaction not feeling empowered but exhausted, like you just performed, like you were trying to win something that was never really offered to you. This is the emotional audition. And brother, if you're stuck in it, know this: you've already lost your masculine frame. When a man feels like he's constantly proving his worth, explaining himself, justifying his existence, overcompensating to impress, he's given away his power. And worse, he's positioned himself not as a leader, but as a contestant in her game. Here's the truth. No high-value woman is attracted to a man she has to evaluate like a job candidate. Because when you lead from your truth, when your self-worth is self-generated, you stop seeking her approval and she starts seeking your presence. This is polarity. This is power. Women don't want a man who needs their validation. They crave a man who knows where he's going and isn't afraid to walk alone if he must. And ironically, the more you center yourself in your mission, the more they want to be part of your orbit. The Stoics knew this deeply. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life." It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Trying to manage someone else's perception of you, trying to earn their affection through performance, is slavery in disguise. You are not here to audition. You are here to choose. If you notice that every interaction feels like a test, where you are being measured, graded, and rewarded or punished based on your behavior, it's time to recenter. Ask yourself, am I chasing her or am I leading this connection? A woman who sees your value will not make you jump through hoops. She will meet you where you are, respect your direction, and admire your grounded presence. But a woman who enjoys the audition, who keeps you in a perpetual state of uncertainty, is not looking for a partner. She's looking for an entertainer. The more you beg for the role, the more she sees you as replaceable. I learned this the hard way. There was a time when I thought effort equaled affection, that if I just gave more, texted more, impressed more, she would finally choose me. But the more I gave away my dignity, the less desirable I became. Because deep down, women don't want a man who needs to be chosen. They want a man who chooses himself. So stop auditioning, start leading. If she doesn't follow your energy, your direction, or your pace, she's not your co-star. And that's okay. Let her exit the stage. Your performance is over. Now the real story begins with or without her. Now speak out and comment below. I lead, I don't audition. Number 4. She loves the attention, not you. There's a bitter truth that many men wake up to, usually too late. You've been pouring your energy into her. Compliments, good mornings, late-night conversations. You think you're building something real, but in reality, she doesn't love you. She loves the way your attention makes her feel. And the moment you pull back, she notices, not because she misses you, but because she misses the spotlight you were shining on her. This is not affection. This is appetite. Some women are addicted to male attention like it's a drug. It boosts their self-worth, inflates their ego, and fills the boredom between relationships. And you, if you're not aware, you become her emotional vending machine. Whenever she wants a hit of validation, she pushes your button. A flirty message here, a thinking of you there, just enough to keep you hanging on. But where is she when you need emotional support? Where is she when you're going through something real and need someone to stand beside you? Not just bat her eyelashes. Absent, silent, busy, distracted. This isn't love, it's consumption. Let me ask you something. If she stopped getting your attention, if you went quiet for a week, disappeared from her messages, didn't comment on her stories, how would she respond? Would she reach out with concern, curiosity, or care? Or would she simply replace you with another source of praise? The answer reveals everything. A woman who values you sees past the spotlight. She doesn't just want to be adored, she wants to connect. She'll ask about your day, show up in times of stress, respect your boundaries, invest in you, not just the version of you that flatters her. But a woman who only loves attention doesn't care who gives it, as long as it keeps coming. And the moment it stops, she'll move on to the next orbiting man, leaving you wondering what you did wrong. You did nothing wrong, my brother. You just gave too much to someone who only wanted a refill, not a relationship. Stoicism teaches us to guard our energy like a fortress. Marcus Aurelius said, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind." If you waste your thoughts, time, and focus on someone who only craves attention, your mind becomes a prisoner to their vanity. Your attention is currency. Treat it like gold. Withdraw it from those who don't earn it. Give it freely only to those who reciprocate, not in words, but in presence, consistency, and effort. Because when you protect your attention, you reclaim your power. And power, my friend, is far more attractive than praise. Never forget. It's better to be alone and centered than surrounded and used. Now speak out and comment below. I give attention to what gives me peace. Number 5. You're just her plan B, while she waits for plan A. There's a type of pain that doesn't strike all at once. It seeps in slowly like cold air through a cracked window. You think you're building something, you think you're close, but she's not really there with you. She's not introducing you to her friends. She's not making plans that include you. You're her, maybe, her safety net, her option B, and you feel it in your gut, don't you? She texts you when it's convenient. She shares just enough vulnerability to keep you hopeful, but never enough to truly connect. When you want to clarify the relationship, she gets defensive or changes the subject. Let's not label things, she says. Or, you're overthinking it. But deep down, you know what this is. You're not her priority. You're her placeholder while she waits for the man she really wants. And until he arrives, she'll keep you close enough to feed her emotional needs, but distant enough to keep her options open. This is manipulation masked as indecision. If a woman truly values you, she doesn't hesitate to include you in her world. She doesn't treat you like a hidden secret or a convenient distraction. She honors your time. She invests, shows up, and commits not out of obligation, but out of desire. When she knows, she knows. But if she's still figuring it out after months, while still following other men on Instagram or giggling over flirtations with coworkers, ask yourself, what am I really doing here? Stoicism demands clarity. It doesn't tolerate games or guesswork. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid with regard to external things. Translation: be willing to walk away from illusions, even if people mock you for it. Walking away doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. The truth is, some women don't want to be alone, but they don't want you either. They want a fallback. Someone who'll answer the phone at 2 a.m. Someone who'll forgive and wait. But if you keep being plan B, you'll never be the man. You'll always be the man after the man. And that's not who you were born to be. You were not made to orbit someone else's desires. You were not built to wait on the sidelines. You are not an audition. You are the standard. So if you feel like an option, remind yourself. A real man doesn't beg to be chosen. He chooses himself. Now, comment below. I am no one's backup plan. I lead my own path. Number 6. The Stoic Response: how to reclaim your power and walk away. At some point, every man reaches a crossroads. One path leads deeper into the chaos, into texting games, emotional highs and lows, chasing someone who's never really chosen him. The other path, that's where Stoicism lives. That's where you take your power back. The Stoic doesn't rage. He doesn't beg. He doesn't try to fix her or win her back. He sees clearly. He acts decisively. He knows that to love rightly, one must first honor himself. You see, the Stoic response to being used isn't bitterness. It's clarity. It's recognizing that not everyone who walks into your life deserves a seat at your table. That not every connection must be saved. That walking away isn't a defeat, it's discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. When she plays games, withdraws affection, or treats your time like a toy, you don't respond with anger, you respond with distance. You remove yourself from the battlefield, and in doing so, you reclaim your dignity. Because the moment you stop chasing her approval is the moment you become undeniable. You're no longer dancing for breadcrumbs. You're building a feast within yourself. You're no longer begging to be seen. You're focused on mastering your presence, your energy, your mission. You return to your center. This is how you reclaim your masculine frame, not by controlling her, but by mastering you. You train, you meditate, you build, you lead. You become so rooted in your worth that no woman, not even the most beautiful one, can shake your foundation with silence or seduction. You'll know she was just a test, and you'll thank her, because the pain she caused became your teacher. Her confusion sparked your clarity. Her inconsistency forced your elevation. And now you're free, not because she left, but because you finally chose yourself. You're not a slave to lust. You're not a victim of manipulation. You are a man of vision forged through fire. So next time someone treats your time and energy like they're disposable, remember this: a Stoic does not react. He reorients. He doesn't chase chaos. He becomes the calm. And she will feel it. Oh yes, she'll feel it. Not in your words, but in your absence. Now speak out and comment below. I lead with clarity. No one controls my peace. Number 7. From wounded to warrior. The final Stoic shift. Let me ask you something. What if everything you went through wasn't a curse, but a calling? That heartbreak you endured, the confusion, she stirred the time you spent questioning your worth. What if it was designed to wake you up, to pull you out of the illusion that love must come with pain and remind you? You were never meant to crawl for crumbs. You were meant to stand as a man. This is the final shift, the Stoic warrior's shift. It's where you stop reacting and start becoming. You're no longer just trying to avoid manipulation or walk away from toxicity. You're stepping into the kind of man who cannot be manipulated in the first place. Because you've done the work. Because you've chosen discipline over desperation. Self-respect over seduction. You've become emotionally sovereign. And here's the beautiful truth. When you do that, your entire aura changes. You don't need to say, "I've changed." People will feel it. She'll feel it. The way you walk, the way you look her in the eye without attachment, the way you can hold space without craving validation, it speaks louder than words. Women will notice, but you won't need them to. Because now you're operating from choice, not craving. You're no longer available for the woman who treats your heart like an option. You're no longer seduced by emotional chaos. You see it for what it is: noise, distraction, a test. And you're done failing that test. A Stoic man doesn't run from pain, he integrates it. He builds his temple from the wreckage. He smiles at the storm because he knows the fire only burns what doesn't belong. What remains is pure. Your presence is now the prize. Your attention is no longer free. Your love, that sacred territory, earned, not handed out. This is how you rise. So if you've been played misled or treated like a placeholder, good. Let that pain chisel you. Let it refine your vision. Let it force you to become the man you were always meant to be. Not bitter, not broken, but bulletproof. Now comment below and affirm it. I rise through pain. I am forged, not fooled. You started this video with doubts. Now you have clarity. She's not confused. She's not too busy. She knows exactly what she's doing, and it's keeping you on emotional standby while she explores her options. You're not her backup plan. You're not her emotional crutch. And you're not a man who waits for breadcrumbs. You now know the 5 signs, the subtle patterns that reveal when a woman isn't building with you. She's just entertaining herself. And here's the Stoic truth. A man who values his time never begs for clarity. He recognizes detachment as a signal, and he walks away not to hurt her, but to honor himself. If you're done being played, like this video, subscribe and comment below. I walk with standards, not emotion. Stay focused, stay firm, because your peace is worth more than her attention.